Okay, now let's just try to understand quickly math module. So the way we use random module, math module works in same way, but it deals with mathematical functions, right? If you want to deal with mathematical functions in Python, we have a math module that you can use. Okay, so let's try to understand how to use math module and what are the functions we can use. It has lots of mathematical functions, but we will discuss only which are very important. Okay, is it clear? Anybody has any question till now? So we haven't started yet, but what I am trying to say, so far we know how to use random module. The same way we are going to use which module? Math module. It is already predefined there. You don't have to install anything for it. So you need to just simply write down import. Let me just try to write import math. That's it. This is how you are going to math module. Okay, once. Okay. So now let's try to run this. So this will quickly import our math module. The first time it takes time. Whenever you are running first code in Colab, it takes time. Then lately you will see all the cells will run faster. Okay. Now you can see tick mark. That means my math module is successfully imported. Now let's see what are the functions inside it. So if I'll say math dot, so you will see probably all the functions that is inside it. You can see how many functions are inside it, or you can say methods that belongs to this particular math module. So let's use couple of methods which are very important. Though there are so many methods which you can use: trigonometric functions, angle functions, mathematical functions, algebraic functions. Lots of functions are there, matrix functions. But let's discuss only important ones or the easy ones for you. So let's start with, for example, let's suppose if you want to display a constant like pi, sometimes you need also a pi value, right? Like suppose if you want to calculate the area in somewhere and that has a circle shape like something like that. So you need pi, right? So you can see this pi is there. You just run it and you will see you will get an output. What it is? Is it a function or a property? Can anyone give me the answer? The pi here, is it a function or a property? If you remember on day first, I already gave you an idea about if you have to check whether the given thing I am using is a function or a property. Okay, go ahead, Tejaji.
Sir, it's a property.
Okay. Anyone else? Udita, can you tell me is
Okay.
it a property or a function? Yes, Tejas. Yes,
Property.
one property. Okay, it's a property. How you can tell that it's a property?
Sir, because there are no parentheses.
Right. You can see there is no parenthesis here. So whenever you are using any predefined thing, or even if you have created your own user defined function, you will always use parenthesis with it. But you can see there is no parenthesis. You can say it's a property. Okay, clear? Okay, now let's move to other things here. What are the things inside this? Let's say print, for example, another constant you have e, and then exponential e. You can use it also, right? These are some predefined constants which we can use. If I'll run it, you can see you will get a value of 2.71, something like that. You need it also sometimes when you are dealing with mathematical problems or you are dealing with areas or logarithmic things. This E you can use over there. Okay. Another thing, let's suppose I want to just use very simple things right now. Let's say math dot, for example, factorial, right? Let's see what is the factorial of a 5. Anybody knows what is factorial? Anybody
So
has
like
idea about?
we
Basically,
multiply the
product of.
we multiply the number with preceding number until one.
So factorial is nothing. When you want to calculate the factorial of any number, it will start from there to it will reach 1. Okay, let's suppose I want to calculate the factorial of 4. It is going to be 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, or 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Okay. So same way, if you have to calculate the factorial of any number, there is a function. defined in the mathematics in mathematical module, you don't have to do any hard code. You can use simply use factorial and you can get a multiplication of that 5, which means which is multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1 into 2, then 2 into 3, then 3 into 4, whatever. जो भी इनका आएगा total multiply, you can get that easily. So you don't have to use any hardcore logic. Okay? Is it clear? Keshav, Tejaji, everybody else, Atharv, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Sure? So you got this idea, right? So now you understood how we can use this factorial function also. Now let's see what are other functions inside here. Let's suppose, let me just say print, and let's say math dot, let's use suppose, see how many functions are there. Let's use simple ones first. Let's say I'm going to use floor function. You know what this floor does? It just gives you only integer number.
The greatest integer function, right?
eh? So floor, look, if you have to, floor means, and ceiling is like upper, and floor is like the floor you have, right? So it will always give an integer value, but it will give the lower value of it. So what does that mean? Even if you have 2.9, but the lower value of 2.9 is 2, right? Right? So it will just remove an integer value, sorry, decimal value, and it will give the lower of it. Okay? Is it clear? Same thing. Uh, Another function related to this is alternative, which is seal. Seal gives the upper value. Let's suppose if you have 2 point, now it is moving towards 3. So it will give you 3. Even though if you have a 2.1, it is not a round of function. Remember that. It is something else. It gives you the ceiling value of a given decimal number. You can see there was a 2.1. So it checks towards which it is moving, heading, and it will give you that ceiling value. Okay? Is it clear, Vansh, Tejas, Arsh, and everyone? Keshav? Okay. So it is clear so far, right? So, Arsh, do you have a question or any confusion? Aryan, Kiara, Odita? Okay, now let's move to the next function of it. Let's say print power function. So it's like 2 raised power 3. If you want to know what is the 2 raised power 3 or anything, you can use this power function and it will give you exactly the thing. You can see 2 raised power 3 is equal to 4. So it's 2 raised power 3. That means 2 into 2 into 2. Okay. So you can use this function. So another function, let's say print square root of a number. So we have a function called a square root. So you don't have to do that square root myself yourself. You can just simply use a square root function. We know the square root of 9 is 3, right? If you have any idea about mathematics. So you can get the square root of a number, which is here, the square root of 9 is here 3. Anyone? Any question related to this or confusion? All clear? Okay, next thing, let's suppose same thing we have, for example, math dot cube root. If you want to know the cube root of any number, let's say I want to know what is the cube root of 27. You can see it is showing me it is something like this. So you can have the cube root of any number. You just need to simply use function which is called a cube root. So the idea about using this math module, whenever you need mathematical functions, you can use this module to get the all functions, right? Like logarithm, if you want to deal with logs, there are the functions which you can use. Other functions are also here, like let's suppose I want to know LCM of 2 comma 3. So you can see the LCM of two number is 6, right? Least common multiply, right? So these are the things you have already used in your schooling life, right? In 8th, 7th, ninth, maybe. So here are functions which you can use them because In in real world there are couple of problems or where you can use such kind of things. Remember that. If you have a good mathematical knowledge, it will help you when if you want to make career in like ML, AI or something else, especially in this field. Okay? So mathematical if knowledge if you have good, it will give you always a plus point. So anybody has any question related to this there? Tejas, are you there? Teja
Yes,
ji,
sir. All clear.
all clear?
Yes, sir. No questions.
Okay, another thing, let's say suppose I want to know again, let's suppose GCD, greatest common divisor, right? So you can also see between 2 and 3, there's a greatest common divisor which is 1 only, which is common between 2 and 3, and the greatest one, that is only 1. So far it is clear? So you can see there are other functions inside it, but we are not going to discuss each and everything. You can go through yourself this math module, or you can just click on the chat GPT or a Claude or any AI tool, and you can get all the functions that are present in the math module. So the idea is here to know how to use a module. Like we use random module, same way you can use math module. Okay. And this way you can use functionality whatever is inside that particular module. So far it is clear? Sure. Any question or confusion? So this is again very important module which we can use, which is related to mathematics, which is related to mathematics. Okay. Now let's use very important thing which actually we need to know, which is pandas, which is pandas. So now let's see if anybody has any idea about what is a pandas. Anybody? What pandas is actually? If anybody has any idea about it, you can say it and where we use it actually. Yes, Tejaji, go ahead.
Sir, it's basically a module which helps us manipulate data and like read huge blocks of data.
Okay, good.
Basically, it's also used in ML data,
Data science,
data
I guess. In
manipulation
data
and stuff
science, we
like
use
that.
it.
Okay, good. So see, let's talk about for a while ML. What AI is, right? We know ML is machine learning, right? So how we create our own ML when we give lots of examples, right? When you give data, right? But remember that that data can be messy, right? So you cannot give messy data to a model and ask it to train it on it, right? What if that data is not correct? So ultimately it will give output wrong, right? So that is the reason pandas is one of the most popular library or a module in Python, and one of the famous one which is used very much in where if you want to do data manipulation or analysis in data science, we use this standard Python library. Remember that. Why so? It has a reason. It has lots of methods and functionalities defined inside it that helps us to do data analysis and also data manipulation. So what does data analysis mean? Let's suppose you have a data, it is messy and you want to do cleaning, pre-processing of it before training the model. It is not possible unless and until you do the cleaning of the data. So getting my point? So you have to clean the data first. It's like suppose if you are teaching someone, you are teaching that person with wrong information or not with correct data. So definitely he will learn wrong, right? So same thing happens any ML or any artificial intelligence you see today. Pandas is used even in data science field. Panda is used. So what is a data science? You know, data science is a branch of a computer science, right? That deals with data, right? Like data gathering, manipulation, cleaning, pre-processing, and extracting useful information out of it, right? That's what we call data science. But if you have to do such kind of operations, if you don't know pandas, that is not possible. So that is the reason one of the famous and most popular library in Python is pandas. Without this, you cannot think about analysis and data manipulation. So getting my point? Is it clear? Even if you are training a ML model, remember that Without pandas, that is not possible. Why? Because you have to give data to a model, but if that data is present in a data source, and data source can be anything, right? Excel, CSV file, JSON file, database file, right? But you need to get the data and train the model. That is not possible without pandas, right? And if you have to do the cleaning and pre-processing of the data, which is very important step. Remember that before training the model, the first step is always to check the data, whether the data is correct or not. And that can be only done using pandas. So you can say pandas is a Python library for data manipulation and analysis, right? Why so? Why we use it? Because it provides us fast and flexible data structures like data frame, series, that works with structural and tabular data. Remember that. So let's suppose if you are training the model, most of the cases you are going to have always a structural data, the data in the form of rows and columns, right? So if you want to deal with that data easily, or you want to work with such kind of data, there comes pandas. Okay, so pandas helps you to work with such kind of data. So getting my point? And it gives us two important data structures that helps us to manage our data or work with data like having rows and columns, like data frame and series. Data frame, and so we are going to discuss what is a data frame and what is a series data structure. So these are the two important methods that panda gives us, due to which we can handle any kind of data and train the model, right? Or do the manipulation of data. What does data manipulation mean? In data manipulation means anything. You can clean the data, you can extract information out of it, you can update the data, right? So everything. So if you have to do the data manipulation and later you want to analyze the data and extract some information out of it, there comes pandas. Okay, so now you got the importance of a panda library. So anybody has any question related to this? Udita, do you have any question there? Kiara, Arsh,
No.
Aryan, Tejas, Tejaji, Ashman,
No, sir.
Vansh. So no question.
No
So you
question,
can
sir.
say it's very important. Now I ask everyone to open your VS Code and try to import pandas like this. Import pandas as PD. Okay, try to write it like this. And let's try to run the code and see what will happen. So remember that the library is not going to be implicitly installed. You have to explicitly install it.
I'm
Try to,
using pip install.
so you have to use a command if you are using this library first time in your VS Code. So if someone is getting error, let me know. Please share your screen. If anybody hasn't used this library before, let me know. Arsh, have you used this library before? Okay, you can share your screen right now because I need to show everyone if we have to install this library, because definitely if you are going to use this pandas library, then we are going to use functions of it, you will get an error. Okay, so I just want you to see how we going to solve that problem. So far we use random and we use math. They are implicitly there. You don't have to install them explicitly. If also any other is getting error, please let me know. Let me stop my screen. If anybody else is getting the error, let me know so that you can share your screen and I can guide you how to fix that issue. Yes, Keshav?
Sir, sir, in my app I wrote import pandas as PD. What it is? Should I write something else next?
You can give anything. No, if it is already there, if you are using import panda as PD stands for alias, you can give any meaningful name. So the question is, if you are trying to run the code by using import, it will show you the module does not exist, right?
Uh, uh,
So if it
yes.
is getting that, if you are getting that error, that means it is not installed. You need to install this library. Okay. So if yes, once. Go ahead. You are on mute once. Serenum, it is showing error. Okay, can you? It's up to you now. Either Vansh can share screen or Arsh. So please, can you share your screen so that I'll guide you how to fix this issue? For Ashman, it is working, right? Tejaji, for you, it is working?
Yeah, I had it installed before itself, so
Okay.
it's
Tejas, for you, it is also installed, right?
Install, sir.
Okay, okay. Now let's see. Can you just cross that? Huh. Now let's run it. Yes, once, go ahead. Just try to run at the blue and see. See, this is the error you are getting. No module found error. Right? Can you see this error? Everyone is seeing this? Once has shared the screen and now you can see. Now write one command, once pip, try to write pip install space and the module name. What is the module name? Pandas. Just write down PANDS and hit enter and let's wait for it. And you can see it is getting downloaded, right? So this is how you gonna resolve this issue.
So,
If you are getting no module found error, yes, Aryan, yes,
sir,
beta.
I tried using pip install, but
Uh,
then it didn't work. So I had to use my /m pip install.
sometimes it also depends how you have installed Python on your local machine. Okay,
Oh, okay,
how you have configured it, that also matters.
okay.
So once, is it clear now? If you run now it will work. Is it clear, Arsh? So you can do the same thing on your terminal. Not audible, dear. Go ahead.
Will this be on Google Colab?
No, in Google Colab you will not find any error. I was just talking about the VS Code on your local
Okay,
machine.
okay.
Because look, Google Colab is an online platform. For that, you don't have to install anything. It is there. Okay. So I was just giving you an idea about if someone is using, look, you cannot use always Google Colab, right? You need for that, you need always internet. Let's suppose if you are working in a big project on your local machine, right? So in that case, you will use VS Code or any other editor tool. So in that way, maybe you will get an error that no module found such as pandas or sklearn and matplotlib, the external modules you want to use them. So you need to use pip command in order to install it. Okay. Okay, Udita. Is it working on your machine, Mudita?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Kiara, what about you?
Yes, sir. It's working.
Okay, okay. Now let me share my screen again. So now let's try to understand what is, what are the things inside the pandas because it's very important to know, right? So we are going to discuss couple of methods which is very important in data manipulation and data analysis. Okay. So let's try to understand first series. What is a series? So we said pandas is very important and very famous because it gives us two main data structures that helps us to work with structural data. Because in real world, when you are dealing with problems, especially when you are doing analysis of data or manipulation, it is going to be always structural data. So Panda helps us to deal with such kind of data, and due to which it gives us two data structures that help us to solve such kind of problems. One is series. You can consider series as a kind of a data structure like a one dimensional labeled array. One dimension labeled. Think about if you are using an Excel, if you have idea about Excel or any table, consider one column of a table or one column of an Excel is considered as a series. So one dimensional labeled array in like a column is considered as a series data structure. Okay. So if you have to create a series data structure, how you can do that? So you can convert your list into series, you can convert your set into series, you can convert other things also into series. So we were going to discuss that, huh? Okay. So for that you have to use a method called a series method. तो उसके लिए कौन सा method आपको use करना पड़ेगा? Series method. And let's see that. So let's suppose I want to convert my data. Let's say S is equal to, let's say PD dot, we have to use a method series. See, I use series method here, and this is a list, right? Isn't it a list? It is a list, right? Let's say suppose and let's run it, and you can see. Is it clear? So you can see a one column. This one column you can consider is a series data structure. Anybody has any question related to this? And this series data structure automatically got itself a index 0, 1, 2, 3. Is it clear? Am I audible? Everyone, is it clear? हाँ या ना तो बोलो.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is how you can create a list and convert it into a series data structure. This is one way. Let's suppose if I have other thing also. Let's say if you want to convert, keep your custom index. If you want to give custom index to your series, this is the way how you can do that. You can use a property called index, and then you can mention the custom indexes you want to give to your series, like A, B, C, D, and so on. Okay. So by default, this was getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I try to run this, now you can see instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, I can use this index A, B, C, D in order to access any element. Remember that. Is it clear? Anybody has any question? So here on this example, it was automatically getting indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you can explicitly custom your indexes by using index property, and you can assign it a value of A, B, C, D accordingly. The elements you have, that much of indexes you can set. Another thing, let's suppose, let's create another, let's say PD dot, you can have also a dictionary. You can also convert your dictionary into a series. You can see this is a dictionary, right? It's a key and it's a value. It's a key, it's a value. It's a key, it's a value. Now, if I'll run it, you can see now my keys are indexes here. So far, everything clear? पक्का पक्का कोई क्वेश्चन तो नहीं है ना यहाँ पे?
No, sir.
कोई कंफ्यूजन तो नहीं है? So you can also convert other things into series. Series is nothing, just a single column. It is nothing, just a single column. Okay, a labeled column. And now you can use these indexes to access it, or you can provide custom indexes in order to access it. By okay, is it clear? Any question? Ashman, are you there? Arsh?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
No
let's try
questions.
again something else. Let's suppose, for example, let's use again this series, and let's try to access it. See, if I have to access elements of a series, I can use this. I can use also 0, 1, 2, 3. But also, if you, it's better also to use then custom indexes. Let me show you. For example, I can print s dot a like this, or b or c or d. So getting my point? So you are getting a kind of a error. It is telling us that you have already mentioned custom indexes. So you can use this way also. Is it clear? So that means if we have to access any element of our series, you can use this. the series name and then follow your index. So is it clear so far for everyone? Anybody has any question, let me know. Udita, is it clear dear? Pakka pakka? कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं है? So okay, if at one go, if you just want to know, if you just want to know what are the values inside it or what are the indexes you want to know. Let's suppose you have very big data. So instead of looking through the data, you can have simply, let's say, print s dot values. So now you can see this will give you the whole values of series, means the data stored in the series, you can use it right away. Is it clear? Any question? And also if you want to know indexes, you can say print s dot index. That way you will get all the indexes, and it is also showing us the data type of indexes is here object, which means string, which means, so you can get the idea about whole index. Is it clear? Udita, do you have any question or confusion here? Pakka pakka? Kiara, do you have a question? Any confusion related to this? So this is simply how you can convert your different data into a series. Okay. Another thing is there are also very important methods and very common methods which we use with both series and data frame. Okay. So what are those methods? We will discuss it. So now you got an idea how to create a series method. Is it clear? Now let's talk about data frame. Let's talk about what is a data frame. So when you talk about data frame is nothing a data structure, two-dimensional data structure. When you have a data in the form of rows and columns. Is it clear? So if 99% in real world, you will always have a data in the form of rows and columns. In order to deal with that data, you have to convert it into a data frame. Then you can use pandas to do manipulation and you can do analysis of the data. Let's suppose you have a data stored in an Excel file or a CSV file. When you are going to load that data into Python using pandas, it will convert it into a data frame, a two-dimensional data structure. Then later you can do the analysis of it. Okay. So let me show you, for example, let's say I have a data, for example, let's create a dictionary. Let's create a dictionary. Let's suppose I have this data. It's a dictionary data, right? So if I'll ask you to do the manipulation of this data, it is going to be hectic for us, right? But when we convert this data into a data frame, then it is going to be easy for us to do the manipulation of this data. Remember that. Doing manipulation of this data, which is dictionary, it will take us time, or it will take us more code or more steps. But once we will convert it into a data frame, it is going to be easy for us. Why? Because it will convert it into a two-dimensional data structure, rows and columns. Let's see how we gonna do that. Simply, let's say we will say df dot pandas dot data frame method. So this data frame method will convert this data into a two-dimensional data structure, rows and columns. And now let's see what will happen. See, now it has converted into like a table structure. So once your data is converted into two-dimensional, means rows and columns, now you can do the manipulation easily. It is very easy now. Remember that. How it is going to be easy, we will see that. And with data frame, you will see lots of functions and methods that makes your work easier. Whether it is converted this into any other thing, or you want to extract a specific information, so many things can be done. So is it clear? So this is how you can convert a dictionary into a data frame, into a two-dimensional structure. This is one example. Tejaji, is it clear? Arsh, are you there? Ashman?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay. Now, let's see another example. For example, let's suppose I have another data and let's try to convert it. Let's say df is equal to, let's convert another thing. Even also you can mention the index here. See, if I'll run it, now you can see instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, I am getting ABC. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone? Do you have any question related to this? So we can convert dictionary into a data frame also. Even if we have a list, we can also convert it. But for that, we need to have couple of things also there. Now, let's use some methods here. Let me do one thing. Like this. Let's suppose if you have a data like this. So we are asking, it's a list of dictionary, right? Isn't it a list of dictionaries? We are converting into a data frame. See, again. So that means if you have a list of dictionary, you can also convert it into a data frame. Let's suppose you have stored this thing somewhere else in a variable, then you can pass it into a data frame and it will automatically convert into a data frame. Okay, is it clear? Now let's see couple of methods which is very important related to data frame, which you need to remember. So let me comment this out. Let's create a dictionary here. Let's say data. Let's say name. Let me add more names here. David. Let me add more here. Eva. Let's add more. Frank. Let's add more. Okay, that's it. Let's add more things. Let's add more here. That's it. So is it clear? So now I have this dictionary data. It has these values, age values and genders. Now let me convert it into a data frame. Now you can see it, right? Now let's try to understand which are very important method. Let's tomorrow you are reading data from a file and you want to know about it. And let's suppose that data is having millions of rows and hundreds of columns and you want to know about that data. So you cannot go through each and every row and you go through each and every column. It is going to be a hectic job for you. So that is the reason you have a methods you can get an idea about your data like this. Let's suppose for now I am just mentioning here, couple of rows and columns here, right? But in real world, when you are you're reading data from a file and you don't know how many data is there, how many columns and how many records are there. So in order to know about that data, it is going to be very hectic for, going one by one inside the file. Rather than what you can do, you can just load that data here via pandas with different methods I'll show you like read CSV Excel file and it will automatically convert into a data frame. Then later what you can do, you can simply use like this. Let's suppose I want to know df dot, I can use head method. So what this head method does, it will give you the top 5 rows. Let me run it and you will see I am getting top 5 rows from the data, though I have this much of data. So what if you want to know quickly about your data? So you can use this head method. Okay, is it clear? Also, instead of without mentioning parameter here, you can also, let's suppose I want to know first 3 rows. So you can mention inside the head method 3, then it will give the top 3 rows. Again, if you want to know the last, so there is a method for it, which is tail method. Let's say tail, and it will give you the last three values. You can see last three values it is giving me, these three. Again, let's suppose if I am not mentioning anything inside the tail, it will give you the last five rows. And you can see, is it clear? So head and tail, you got it. Tejas, Tejaji, Arsh, Udita.
Yes, sir.
Clear,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Another very important, remember this. Whenever you are dealing with data and you want to train the model, always know first your data. If you don't know about your data, you cannot do the analysis. Knowing means what? Knowing means how many rows are there, how many columns are there, what is the data type, what are the data types my columns have, is there any missing values, is there any null values, what is the format of each column. So for that, you have to use these kind of methods, which is very important, which is very important. So what are those methods? Let's go through it. Okay, one second. Okay, so let me show you. So far head and tail is clear, everyone. Vansh, is it clear? Udita, is it clear? Arsh, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me show you. So I was just discussing a one important thing. So whenever you are dealing with a data, always make sure you know about your data, what it is, what kind of data I am dealing with. Is there any missing values or not? So let me show you what are the important methods. One of the tail and head, another is info method, which is very important. What this info does, it will give you the whole idea about your data, like how many rows are there, how many columns are there, is there any null value missing? Let me show you. And also data type. See, the moment I hit this function, you can see it is showing me range indexes 10 entries. That means there are total records of how many? 10, 0 to 9. Total columns we have 3. And now you can get the each column wise information. We have a name column. It has 10 non-null values. That means there is no missing value. And the data type of this column is object. Object is like a string. Okay, same thing, you can see age, no null value. There is no null value, means in every row we have a data for age, and the data type is int 64. Okay, integer 64 bits, which is called 8 bytes of memory each will get. Again for gender, and you can see total memory it is occupying is this much of bytes. So is it clear? Anybody has any question related to this? So it is again very important method, which is called info method. This gives you the information of about your data set, the data you are dealing with. It gives you the whole idea about it. Now let's take another important function here. Let's say print, which is describe. It gives you the statistical information. Like, let me show you. It will give you the mean, minimax, count, quartile, standard deviation, if you want have a statistical analysis information of your given data. Okay, especially when in your data there is an integer columns. Let me show you, let me run this, and you can see only it is showing for age. So what is happening here, it is showing count, total is 10, the mean overall average is 47, standard deviation is this, minimum value is this, 25% quartile, and maximum. So it is kind of a statistical information. If you want to know about your data, especially the columns having data type integers, okay? So this describe information is again, this describe method is again an important method that helps you when you are dealing data and you want to do, training a model, or you want to do anything else like analysis, and you want to later represent this information on a via graphs, or on a dashboard. Okay, is it clear so far everybody? कोई क्वेश्चन तो नहीं है यहाँ पे? Do you have any confusion? So another thing, let's go through. Let's suppose print. Let's say we have a, if you want to know data types, if you want to know data types, so you can see it will give us each column's data type. So it's a property, D types. So it's showing us that name has a data type object, age has an integer, and gender is object. So getting my point? So this is again very important method, sorry, property that lets you know about your data, the data you are dealing with. Vansh, is it clear, beta? Tejas, Tejaji,
Yes, sir.
it is clear, right? Okay. Now let's see other things here. For example, if you want to know a shape, for example, let's say print, or you want to know about your columns also. Let's see. It's again a property. This will give you the whole idea about what are the columns you have. df.columns. These are important properties and methods you need to remember. Let me show another one. Let's say print df.shape. df.shape means knowing about df means what? It is nothing, the data frame in which my data is, right? It's That's what we are trying to know about our data frame. It has a 10 comma 3. That means 10 rows and 3 columns, 10 cross 3, if you know about it, right? So it has 10 rows and 3 columns. So far, is it clear? Everybody, do you have any question or confusion related to this? बताओ, कोई कोई confusion है या कोई confusion related to this? इसी तरीके से आगे चलते हैं, और भी कुछ चीज़ें हमारे पास. लेट्स सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल, I want to know, is there any null value in my data, and give me the sum. Give me the sum. So you can see it is showing in name column there is no null value. In age there is no null value. In gender there is no null value or missing value or non none value. Otherwise it would have shown us, okay, name has 2, age has 3, something like that. But it is showing 0, that means there is no null value present in my data. So these are the important methods and properties that lets you know about your data, the data you are dealing with. Because once you know the data, then you can, you know, take forward what you have to do with the data. Whether before training the data model, or your model, do you know to do you have to do anything with the data you are dealing with? Okay. So far it is clear. Udita, is it clear? Kiara,
Yes.
any question or confusion regarding this, the properties and methods we discussed so far? So these are the some important methods and properties which you need to go through, and they are very important. They are very important. So let's discuss other things also. Let's suppose if you want to select now, I want to select any column now, any column data. So let's say I will like to say print df, I can say df.name, right? Like this. It will give me only the name column. See, I am asking it in my data frame, go it inside it and just display the only column name. Or one of the best way and recommended way is use this print like this way, not dot. So you can see this is another way accessing of data that is present in your data frame, any column. Is it clear, Vansh? Okay. Let us suppose you want to display a particular row. You can use lock. We can use lock method. See, I ask it display the 0th row. So if you check 0th row's information is Alice, age 25 and gender is female. Let me show you on the top. See, is this information we are getting by using lock? So you can use lock in order to get a record. But if you want to get the whole column, you can use df dot that column name or square brackets. You can mention the name. Is it clear, Tejaji, Arsh, Udita, everybody else?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me delete this 1 second. यार क्या कर रहा है इसी तरीके से in the same way let's do one thing. Let's say iLock. You can use also iLock, index. This is also a way you can get the uh, position, you can get a particular row. So look, if you have used index, if you have mentioned custom index, this will work. So that time your index is going to be changed. But if you want still to access your data with the help of an index, in that case you can use iLock also. Okay. So you have both ways. Another thing, let's suppose I want to access 0th rows only name, and you can use this lock. So this is how you can selecting the data. I am asking it on record first, give me only name. This is how you can get it. Okay, if I'll ask it like this, let's say 0 is to 2, what it will do? It will give me the 0 से लेकर 2 तक जितने rows है उनका खाली नाम आएगा. Like 0, 1 and 2. That means 3 records. I am getting only name. Is it clear? Udita, is it clear, beta? Kiara, is it clear?
Yes.
Ashman, Athar, Kesho, Vansh, Aryan,
Yes, sir. It's all clear.
Tejas, Tejaji, is it clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move forward. Look, these are the very important things which you need to remember, because once you are dealing with the data frame, 99% daily lives, when you are training the data model, you will always deal with data frame, because your data is going to have inside a file, right? When you are going to load it with the help of a panda, it will convert into a data frame. Both are important, series as well as column. Okay, so this is the baseline. So we are setting up here base for ML. Let's suppose tomorrow we are going to learn how to create our own machine learning model. So if you will not know pandas, if you will not know data frame or series, you won't be able to understand what is happening behind the scene. So is it clear? Or before training any model, you need to always know about your data. If there is any missing value, if there is any wrong data, wrong format of the data, you need to first fix that. Then after that you can train the model. If there is mess data and you are trying to train your model on that messy data, definitely it will not give you the correct answer. It will not perform well. So it is very important to know about these things. So that is the reason, like I said, pandas is very famous and most popular library in whole Python, especially when it comes data analysis and data manipulation, or ML and AI, something like that. So is it clear? So let's discuss further more. Let's say print. I can also this way, instead of mentioning the name here, I can also use here 0. So you can see I am getting the same information, right? So this is another way of displaying a data. Now let's do one thing. Now comes the part of filtering the data. Now comes the part of filtering the data. If you have to filter the data, how you can do that? Or let's do one thing. I want to display two columns data. Let's say name and age. You can do it like this. So now it will give me two columns. So I just mentioned data frame, then square brackets. Inside it, I mentioned name and age. So you can see, or comma, I can mention another column as well. And you can see I'm getting the data. So is it clear, Tejas?
Yes.
So far? पक्का पक्का अच्छे से समझ आ रहा है?
हाँ सर.
Pandas? Huh? Okay. So this is very important thing. So sometimes you need to, when you are training the model, uh, you divide your data into two things, features and target, input data and output. Because you train your model based on input features and the output you want to achieve. That's target value. So sometimes you give not sometimes, most of the times, we give data a data frame for training and also a series for kind of training. So in that case, we mention multiple columns like this. So you should know how to access multiple. Look, the data you are getting, you are also getting here as a data frame. When I am talking only about a single column, you are getting a series. Okay? Is it clear? Now let's do some filtering of data. Let's say filtering. So let's suppose if you want to filter out the data, I will ask it, give me those, I would say, let's suppose employees whose age is above 30. I want you to display me only, yeah, give me only those employees data whose age is above 30. Here we are filtering the data based on the age. So you can use any column as a filtering. Let's suppose I want to get the only those employees that belong to a particular city. So the moment I am hitting it, you can see I am getting the whole data frame, but only those whose age is above 30. Is it clear? But remember the syntax. Syntax you can see. I mentioned first data frame, then I use inside it. I said again data frame age column में जो ये है. Let's suppose if somehow I'll just remove this one. I'll not mention it. See, it will give me only true false, and that is not readable. See, it is giving me the data, but it is not in readable way. I want it to give me the whole data frame so that I will have a clear picture of it. So that is the reason we can do it like this. Okay. So now you can see the difference. Is it clear? Kiara, Arsh,
Yes.
Aryan, do you
Yeah.
have any question or confusion related to this?
Not right now.
Okay. So this comes under filtering, which is very important part. Okay. Another thing, let's try to do, you can use and also. Let's suppose I want from it only male data whose age is above 30, and I want only male genders, huh? Or female, for example, out of it. So you can use simply this symbol and you can see now I am getting only those employees whose age is above 13 and gender is male. Is it clear? Pakka pakka ya wakka wakka?
Now all clear.
All clear? Tejas, is it clear, beta?
Yes.
Teja ji,
Yes,
Kara,
sir.
Udita, नींद आ गई?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Arsh, where are you? Arsh is not present, I think.
No, so my Wi-Fi is kind of bad over here. That's why.
Your Wi-Fi connection is bad. Okay, no worries. So is it clear so far? So another thing, let's try something else here. Or you can use this pipe symbol. It stands for or. That means I am asking it, give me those employees whose age is above 13 or gender is male. And you can see I am also getting female. And see, I am getting this one also, Bob, but his age is 30. Why I am getting this? because this condition is getting true, right? For him, we are using or, either this or this. Pipe symbol, huh? It also means or. So you can use also this way to filter the data. Or let's suppose this. So what it will do, you can see, I am asking it, give me those except this. I use this tilde symbol here. Tilde, it's like a complement. It's like a complement. Except these. So we are getting only two rules. That is Alice and Bob. Is it clear? And let's use more. Let's suppose if you want to sort the data now. Now let's come to the sorting part, which is also very important. Let's suppose I want to sort the data based on the age. So we have a method called sort values. We have a method called sort values. Let me run it. And you can see based on the age, our data was sorted. 25, 30, 35, and so on. So you can use any other thing. Let's suppose I am going to ask it sort my data based on name. And you can see. So though my data is already in sorted order, that's why. Is it clear? But if you want to sort it in descending order, you have to set ascending false. You have to set ascending. Okay. Let's see now. Let's see now. And you can see we are getting first 70, then 65, then 60, 50, and so on. So this is again very important thing. So whenever you want to sort, because it is also important in when you are doing data analysis of it. So analysis is nothing, just analyzing the data and giving, extracting a useful insights from it, so that it can help a business to take a better decisions. That is the job of an analyst, right? So analyst may the business owner may ask you, do one thing, just sort the data. I just want to know. So this is how you can do that. You can simply sort values function. It is clear? Is it
Yes,
clear
sir.
or okay? Okay, let's do more things. Let's see what else it will come. Also, you can do this. You can sort values based on age and name. Now you can see both, huh? So that means we can mention couple of columns also in order to sort like this. Let's try again, and let's see if you want one false ascending and another one true. That means we are asking it, do not sort values age based on ascending order, based on descending order, and for name based on ascending order. Okay. So now let's run it and see. You can see the data now. Based on age, we are getting descending, and name, we are keeping it true. समझ आ रही है चीजें? So this is what you are doing. You are
So,
filtering the data. You are analyzing the data. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
so ascending order in names is like alphabetical order.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But here we are using true. That's kind of descending order here. Okay.
Okay.
Because we have mentioned false, comma, true. Okay. Let's see what else we can get. This in place is something else. Look, when you see in place is equal to, what does it means? It means if you want to replace it in actual data frame. Now you want it to replace my data in this format in actual data frame permanently. So that time we use in place is equal to true. Okay. Otherwise, if you are not mentioning in place is equal to, it will always return a new data frame object, always. But when you want no, do exactly in my actual data frame, then you have to use this in place is equal to true. Okay. Is it clear? So let's suppose this. If I am going to run my data frame, now you can see my data frame is now like this. By using which property in place is equal to true. और ये चीज समझ आ रही है बेटा? तो इसी तरीके से you can also sort the index. Based on the index, you can also sort your data like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use this thing also in order to sort the data. Any question? Or also you can say sort index false, ascending false, like this. So these are all things related to sorting. This is all things related to. Now let's discuss grouping, for example. Now if we have to do grouping of a data, this is again another important thing. Let me show you. See here. Suppose I want you to do one thing based on gender, group their gender, calculate the mean of it. It's like that. Suppose I ask you to do one thing. I have an employees, they belong to different cities. I want you to check based on the cities how much in an average I am spending in each city. So what it does, it will group same genders and calculate the mean. Let me show you for example. No, this one we have to mention here other things also. One second. See, so we are mentioning age here, right? We are asking it do one thing group by based on gender, but what you want to calculate the mean of their ages. So it is showing us overall the mean of their ages is 47 and 47 for males and females. Is it clear? So what it will do, it will group first same males, group them and females, and then calculate the mean of their ages. Let's suppose if there would be a salaries, I wanted to know salaries. Instead of mean, you can also use sum or count. These are functions which you can use. Is it clear? Like this. You can use multiple functions also. See, mean is 47, minimum age in females is 25, male is 30, and maximum 65 and 71. You can see you are getting the data now. So we are using group by, but on the basis of gender, we are grouping our data and asking it to do one thing, calculate the aggregate of age. What? Mean, min, and max. It can be anything. You can calculate the aggregate of anything based on department, based on city, based on gender, or anything else. And you can mention on which column you want to apply aggregate functions. For now, I'm mentioning age. Let's suppose if I would have a salary, I wanted to know how much in an average I am spending on salaries based on the department or based on the gender. You could have used it, but in my data set, we don't have a salary column. Otherwise, I have to add salary column in it. Okay. Is it clear? So this is how you can apply multiple functions. And also let's apply count also. See, so you can see females we have total 4 and males we have 6. But based on the name, I'm using count function. Or also I can put it inside square brackets. But I am especially asking it based on the name count how many persons we have. For male we have 6, for females we have 4. It will just count them. Is it clear? Sure. So you can see these kind of functions, and yet we have lots of functions over there. And let's talk about this. Now we are grouping based on gender and age and asking it calculate the name. And let's see, you can see for females and for males, and we are counting the name. Let's suppose if there is a male who's or a female there are with same name, it would have shown us 2 count, right? Let's suppose there are 2 Tejas. It would have shown us Tejas 2, right? Name 2. समझ आ रही है बात? Is it clear? So we have also lots of functions over there which you can use. But for now, you got this. Anybody has any question? So you can see how much powerful Panda is. Yet there are so many functions inside it. If I'll say pd dot, you will find lots of functions. Let's suppose if I'm using pandas and I want to know how many methods are there. There are so many methods inside our uh, pandas library which you can use. So far is it clear? Let's see. See, related to D, we have also functions T and so many functions we have. Or even let me just type df dot and you can see how many methods are there. Can you see it? But we use them according to the situation we have. Okay, is it clear? Do you have any question or confusion so far? So far, this was all about knowing how we can sort our data, how we can also select data, how we can also group our data. Another important methods of Panda is handling missing data, which is very important. Let's suppose tomorrow in your data there are missing values, null values. How to handle them? We have a method like drop NA, fill NA. Okay, such kind of methods are used for filling, handling missing data. Is it clear? So let's suppose in my data set there are some missing values and I want to handle them. How we gonna do that? We have to use pandas handling missing functions like drop NA, or we can use fill NA, or even we can use drop duplicates. Those methods comes under cleaning. तो यहाँ तक चीजें फिलहाल आई समझ? So we will go through that. But not today. So far the idea was today, get the idea about what is pandas and how we use it. So why we say it's very famous and most popular library in whole Python, due to one reason, because of when you are dealing with the data, you are doing analysis or any kind of manipulation, Panda comes very handy. So you cannot think about Panda when you are doing ML or any kind of thing, or you are creating an AI or any sort of thing. You cannot take pandas out of it. So is it clear? Everyone? Any questions so far? So now, so far we understood what is actually pandas, what are different kind of functions and methods, right? What are different kind of you know ways to deal with the data, how to sort, even how to filter out the data, how to aggregate the data, and how to access a specific column or row. And also we learned another module, math module, right? Is it clear so far? Any question? Any confusion? पक्का पक्का? यहाँ तक इतना चीज आई समझ? So now let's write down some homework. What you need to do, you need to read an Excel file or CSV file or JSON file into Python using pandas. So this is your homework. how to read data from JSON file or Excel file or CSV file in Python using pandas, and use these methods like tail, head, info, mean, aggregate, group by, sort. I want you to show me tomorrow example of each. First, you take an example. Let's suppose I have an Excel file. It has a data inside it, and you want to gather the data and gather the data and display in Python using pandas, and you can do the analysis of it. Let's suppose you have a CSV file, or let's suppose you have a JSON file. Is it clear? Are you going to do that tomorrow? पक्का? तो करना कुछ नहीं है. Take help of anything, chat GPT, Claude, or anything, but try to understand what is important. The thing you are doing, at least you should have an idea what you are doing. That matters a lot. In today's world, nobody uses whole brain. We take help of AI tools. Even myself, I use 5 to 6 tools in our daily life for coding, for other things. But at least I know what I am doing. If it is giving me something, you should know what it is giving you. Is it clear? Pakka? So I hope I will expect tomorrow that everybody will show me examples of how to read data from a JSON file, what Excel file, and also from CSV file, and with applied method like examples like which we did just related to pandas. Okay, so far clear? But in first half tomorrow I'll expect, because same time our class will start tomorrow, right, at 11. So is it clear? So tell me, anybody has any question related to pandas or maths? हाँ या ना बोल दो. Was it helpful what we discussed today?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you help it any
Yes,
way?
sir.
Huh? Are you enjoying the class really or not? I'm making you feel sleepy. Was it helpful?
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
think this is enough for day. We can start again tomorrow at the same time like 11 a.m. and but definitely I'll expect everyone will show me examples, because it is very important. Tomorrow I am going to show how we can create our own ML model. Okay, how we can create our own simple machine learning model and how it is going to predict. So it is not that much tough. So कल आपको ये चीज़ समझ आ जाएगी, और it's not a big thing, it's not a big deal that you cannot do. So at least you will get tomorrow idea how you can also create your own model and how it will predict. Okay, so but for that I would expect you will do your homework. You will know how to read data from Excel file, JSON file, or CSV file. Okay, so shall we conclude this class today, or you have a question or confusion? Okay, then let's connect tomorrow again. Till then, take care. uh we will connect at the same time. Okay, and let me know if anybody has any question. You can ping me in the chat, or you can call me directly. Okay, take care.
Okay, so thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
you.
sir.
Uh,
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vida.